What's up? Okay, so I'm doing good. So I got a couple notepads. I had to sort this out because the instructor didn't really give very good directions. But I understand, to learn how to instruct using your computer like I'm doing right now is an entire study on its own. It took me about a month to figure out configurations and to align audio, visual, and all that stuff. But anyways, I did get into my automated course. I had made my bookmarks, which were here, where all those little bookmarks are showing, and I got all even my, like my boldness set for the lines that I'm gonna automate. And then when I go into my developer, Visual Basics, okay, I was really easy to drag and drop from my toolbox to make these automation windows. But when we had to code these boxes, uh, he didn't know how to do a reset button. So I figured out how to do a reset button, which is this area here. And then, let's see here. Drag this window over a little more. Actually, I should just kind of widen it. And then go grab this guy. Okay, so let's get this organized. Okay, so I go paper title and I have my name over here inside the properties window. And that name is really important because that is an address or a location. And then my bookmark that I showed you of my list of bookmarks, each one of those cursor points is an address or a location. And when you're coding, when you're adopting determinations, which this is dim, means determine a variable or a variant, uh, and then you set an object or a method using the set command. Well, when you're determining a variable, you have to abbreviate a made up name. And this is just to create a function path or a way to communicate a language that the computer can understand. So you have a bookmark location, which is one location. You have a box location, which is going to be your input box, which is number 2. And then you have a third name, which is an abbreviated made up hypothetical name to create a variable for the computer to understand the language that you're speaking. So there's 3 separate things. Well, he's trying to sort it out like, oh, it's this and then this, oh, and then it finally works. Well, we don't understand what each location is inside this script here, and its position or location position in the language. So what I found is you can create notes by using a what is it? Is that a comma? Yeah, it's a comma. And your forward slashes. So you go comma forward slash twice, and then you can create a note. Well, when you're starting this, like, hey, maybe you might want to note the directions. Like, step 1, I have to create cursor points while you're inside the code form. And then step 2, I have to create entry point boxes for such and such input that I want to do. Okay, and then we got that. And then step 3, we have to make uh, a OK or submit key, a reset key, and a cancel button. That's like step 3. Then step 4, we have to code the directories that these input boxes are going to deliver to. You're kind of routing. It's kind of what this language is. We're routing things. So when you go to determination, you make an abbreviation or made up name and you set as range. Range means extended text that you can type as much text as you want and it's going to input that into the document. Now, if you have a restricted range, it's a separate command or a method to use and it wouldn't be range. Right, so we're just inputting into a document, so we're going to use range. It's just extended text. You can put as much text in. That's all range means. Okay, then we got set. So this is a method that we're going to use, and we're going to take our abbreviation name, which is whatever our made-up name is. We're going to make that equal to the active document bookmarks in your bookmarks name. And your bookmarks name is also going to be equal to range. That range input is going to be connected or is going to be delivered just as much as this range input is going to be input. And then you take your abbreviated name, which is going to equal the text that you're inputting into the box that's going to be delivered. But you kind of have to read it backwards. So the value of this box currently in this active window is the me box, it's the active position, and then you have the box's name and the value of that box, which is equal to this text, which is that text is going to be equal to the abbreviated made up name that we made. But now that we know that, we can take the box, we can take the text from the box, make it the made up name, and then we can set the made up name equal to our bookmark name that has a range in the active document. And that determines the made up name as the range of the text in the box and the text that's going into the field in the active document. Okay, but that's kind of what that means. So if you note that it's in example, the name after determination is a made up abbreviation. Okay, so that we remember that. And if you set the abbreviation to the then you set the abbreviation to the bookmark name, which this abbreviated name is equal to this bookmark name. Then you set the equal text to the abbreviation, this text is equal to the abbreviation, using the box name found between the me and value, which is this one. So this is our box name. So now when we put those in, this is correct. This box is correctly addressed to that cursor position, the way the computer understands it. And then when we came here, we were taking a made-up name, setting as range. We set the made-up name to active document bookmarks paper title range, which this is a bookmark, which this is on the first document page. And then we're going to also determine a variable made-up name paper title 2 as range, set paper title 2 as active document bookmark paper title 2, which is on the second page, so that was a determine variable is set to that one. And then we take those determined variables and we take that made up name with the text, which is our text box, is equal to the position inside the bookmark, which the bookmark is, or the position inside the text box. So paper title 1 is equal to the text box, and paper title 2 is equal to the text box. So this text box is an input the same text into bookmark position 1 and bookmark position 2 because we had created that determined the variable, which is just a way to route it in a language the computer understands. So we figured out how to set information on 2 separate pages with this little bit of code skew here. And you could do several more pages understanding how that little bit works. All right, and then we just went through the rest of the boxes. Now, we didn't create any like resets, and we didn't save this as a actual template yet. But when we go to test it, and we go in and we put John's paper, we go to author name, Starlight, affiliation, astrology. We got the course name, Space Course, and we got Sonic Booyah for our instructor. And then we got today's date, 04 13 2024. All right, and we go submit, and we move this. Right now, we have that in there, but we can't see because I don't have a cancel button. Let's go in here. But if we go down and put John's paper as a title for the essay on both sheets of paper, so we automated this. Just clearly understanding the language, and should be easy. You shouldn't have any slip ups or mix ups when we go to automate other forms and other papers, which is a direct, quick, precise input to automation. And that's my version of this story. All right.